Alright, welcome to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Anu, and today we're going to tell a story. These things normally come out as love readings, but we'll see. I'm going to use the Earth Magic deck. I was compelled to use this deck, and then I'm compelled to do a few more readings today, a few more. Yeah, so we're going to do a chakra reading, which is why I got the crystals out. Then we're going to go deep later on. So we'll see if any of this connects or not, but let's prepare to tell this story. Oh, before we get there, let's do a few affirmations. Let's hear it. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Yeah, let me hear it. I am loved. I am loved. All right. I am healthy. I am healthy. All right. And finally, I am blessed. I am blessed. All right. So, like I said, we're going to tell a story. What that means is we're going to lay out all the cards. We're going to see what comes out. And we're going to enjoy. I'm just going to try to narrate. Accept upright cards and reversals. I also accept diagonals, ups and downs. I accept horizontals, which means round and rounds. But I'm just here chilling, trying to let you know this story. Just give a new perspective of the energy. Same old story. So let's see. Earth magic. Got this earth magic. Earth magic. Obviously, trying to create it. Grounded energy, faithful energy, peaceful energy. An energy of the mind that's balanced by going inside. An energy of the body of the outside. And a balance between them both. Actions to help me feel good on the out. Actions to help me feel good on the in. Thoughts to help me feel good on the out. Thoughts to help me feel good on the in. Thing is, thoughts come in different forms. Words from others, words from myself, words not spoken. So, all of these different variations, these are just the same things. And this is this energy that we pulling on today. We're looking at a new point of view from a grounded way. Trying to see what we need to do or what the story just tells us. I don't expect it to be much love outside of oneself in your environment though. And that's cool, but you gotta know that it's both. You gotta see the two. And both create their own world, but there's a third balance that's both. That's the you. So, let's see what this energy is like today. So we can help you balance you. Okay. What is the overall energy? Harmony. Got music. And what's at the bottom of the deck? Waterfall. Effortless. Effortless. So, I like this. This is the root for me. The root chakra. And then this here is the crown chakra. And so when I like to tell these stories, I like to see all the cards that's coming out as the information being downloaded. And as the information is being downloaded, it's been downloaded from here all the way down to the root. And so once you can root it, you can do something with it. But you have to go through all of these different perspectives in order to understand the download. So the download here is where most people just chat. This is just the mind, right? But it's not the mind, it's what is downloaded into the mind, which is why it's a crystal. It holds information, but it doesn't receive information like a cup. It's in a different form. So this is what we call frequency or vibe. I can squeeze this and now I can change the vibration of that crystal, right? This is an effect called piezoelectricity or pressure electricity. But that is what it is. That's why thoughts are in your mind, and some of them can put pressure on your mind because it's putting a frequency to your brain chemistry or crystallization. It's your neurochemistry or your brain makeup. Again, that's just the crystallized form of the thoughts moving through yourself, which is why you can get intuitive hits from those thoughts moving, which again it's light, it's moving fast as fuck, but it's moving everywhere. And so certain things work together in harmony, and those are your intuitive hits that you can see, your insights, things like that. But again, the fact that they are in harmony, it's randomized, which is why it's considered what it is. It's not predictable. And because it's unpredictable, but it can be studied and noticed upon, it still just can't ever be 100% exact. That's what gets fondled up with the communications. So I'm explaining right now how this energy is being downloaded to us as we're going through the different perspectives of being downloaded, or aka the energetic bodies. We're getting this energy. So obviously you move into harmonizing the understandings of how you feel about the information, and then what you can do with that information, and what you can create from that information. What you do and what you create are two different things. So what you do with your heart, following your passions or not kind of thing, these are the things that make you feel more confident or not. So even if you're creating, you might not like your creations, even if they're great. So the idea is this is more of a generic, just creating, and this is more generic, kind of like just surviving. Doing what you need to do for you versus anybody else. But then this is us starting to think about somebody else. Even though we're still doing just us, but we're thinking about somebody else, and boom, we're here thinking about others. But this is, again, how we're progressing through the chakra systems. And this is information progressing through the chakra system. And in this case, for our reading today, we are using music or harmony. Music does harmonize. It brings people together. Got music playing in the background right now. I'm going to cut it up. Cut it up, cut it up, cut it up. Yeah. A little jazzy vibe. But yeah, harmonize. No matter what kind of music it is, music harmonizes. So this is a good time for us, or this story at least, is going to be harmonizing through all of these things. Maybe we can give ourselves a chance. I don't know, we'll see. So, is this too dark? I feel like I should cut a light on. Do y'all like these vibes? I don't know, I'm talking to myself, just not alive. One sec. Alright, I think that looks a lot better. Whole lot better. Alright, so we got harmony. That's our start point. Okay, so what is harmony? What is harmonizing? What about about the music? What's going on? Okay. So obviously, well, no, not obviously, I'm sorry. When I like to see this, these are my diagonals. That's how I see connection. I used to be a teacher, if you didn't know, and I used to do a lot of shit, actually, teacher, coach, all of those things, which is why I'm trying to do all of these things in one right now, being myself. But Volatilities is being connected to harmony. Volcano, again, something you can think about when we say the word volatility. Music, that's something you can think about when we say the word harmony. So this card is connecting what makes you volatile or like a volcano just ready to erupt, spewing out things that just is harmful. Or music that brings things and people together. What is this connector? Let's see. Activation. So something activates you, like the wind. If the wind blows on you and it's hot, you say, ah. And if it's cold, you say, oh. I'm talking to y'all like we in second grade or something. But that's the case. That's the wind. And that's the idea. Sometimes wind will blow you the fuck away. But it looks like, because this is the bottom, this isn't what I'm saying. This is talking about breath. That is the activation of the harmony. Breathing. Or maybe it's just activating. But this says breath. So I'm assuming it's breathing. Let's keep going. So again, I hope y'all can see how that makes sense. Again, this is the root of the what? The activation. Getting down to the bottom. So again, started from here, going up here to where we can think about what we're feeling at our most primal level. What do we create from that energy? What are we confident in for ourselves? And then what are we confident in for others? How are we communicating that confidence that we know upon these other sections? And then what intuitive fit do we get with ourselves? And what clarity does that bring us to where we can communicate that to others or eject that into others? Well, in this case, it doesn't really matter. We just know it's breathing. And breathing is going to go through all of these things and show up as what we call activation. So, in order to activate, you got to go all the way back down. And what is that? The breathing. Again, this is the seed or the roots, like a lot of people like to say. Well, these would be the fruits. Roots, fruits. So, again, hopefully you can start to see how other people read in a little bit different way, just because, again, they're doing the same things as I'm doing, but I'm just talking about it and showing it in a different way. These are my manipulatives. Celebrate. Boom. Have some fun. These are all like super happy ass cards. There's a couple of scary cards in here to me. They're deep, and if you really see it, that's something I guess, because I'm a deep person, that should be taking forever. It should be taking forever sometimes. That's why I like the Lego movie. In the Lego movie, part 1, Emmett fell from the 3D world back into the Lego world. And he was like, damn, am I just gonna keep falling forever? Because he was falling through all the dimensions for a solid 1 minute in the movie. Real, just watching him fall. So imagine what he thought. But it's just funny because those perspectives, it really helped him change. And I think this is what this is. Whatever you got going on that's making you feel out of place, I think you need to see it as a celebration. And again, this says dance. That's what it means when we say celebrate. So it's not sitting here clapping your hands. It is you getting up and moving. But guess what? What do we have over here? Oh, it looks like you dance to music, right? So here's appears to be another way to do what? Calm the volatilities through some kind of wind activation. In other words, when you dance, you get tired, you pant, you breath. Some people do Zumba and take classes on purpose, and do shit like go to the gym on purpose, go to dance parties on purpose, go to clubs on purpose. They do things like this, right? And guess what? People aren't volatile. They're in harmony. They're normally doing their thing, except for if you at a club and you drunk and shit, and things are about to pop off, but whatever. Or at the bar and people start fighting. Y'all know. Y'all can understand the volatilities, but do you think those people been volatile are really dancing and celebrating? Are they activating harmony, or are they looking for a fight? I'll say they're probably looking. So, again, just dance. It's the most innocent thing you can do, or it's the most thing you can do to get back to your childhood. It's the most simple thing you can do to harmonize with your peace. And it's nurturing. Again, as you take these volatilities and activate them into harmonies, your harmonies nurtures your own wind activation. So it's like you get better and better because you're working at these things. So it's like you don't get even volatile anymore. You just celebrate. Maybe you even treat these things as celebrations because it's like, whoa, I got triggered finally. Yes. There you go. Creation is your chance to create new things. And this is what I was just saying. So it's like, boom. I'm here's a scenario. Here's the scenario. So it's like, okay, I'm a level one. I'm level one, level two, level two, level two, level three, level three, level three, level three, level three, level four, level four, level four, level four, level four, level four, level four. Notice level five, the bigger the number, the longer it takes to level up to the next, right? So imagine you been at like level 9, right? That's a long time. And then it's just like level 9, level 9, level 9. And then finally, after you keep going into this nurturing circle at level 9, because again, it just takes so much time, you now can see these volatilities as something different. Yes, it's an opportunity to grow and nurture because guess what? It takes a long time now and it takes a whole lot. I gotta go. Here's another example. If we play Mario, right? There's like a whole bunch of little mini bosses that just are easy to defeat. Most games got them. You just go kill them. It's so easy. And if you just like do something dumb like walk into them, then they take like a barely a little bit, like a half a heart or something, And the idea is like it's just so easy because you're so high level, it takes a lot to get you volatile. So instead of taking the perspective of, oh, I'm getting tricked, celebrate and be like, finally, all right, what else can I do? About to get stronger. Damn, about to level up. It's going to take even longer for the next trigger to come up for me. Damn. Or whatever. Here's another example. Sailor Moon. If you watch that, these are anime. These are things that you can go and visually see. You don't have to take my words from it. You can go check this stuff out for yourself. Like she's the most raw power like anime creator or anime protagonist ever. And so guess what? She's a hothead, kind of thing relative to her friends and stuff. But like the idea is like all of those things get celebrated because she celebrates being able to defeat strong enemies and transform and become stronger and protect your friends. Same thing with like Goku and like Naruto and all the other characters that you would call hero. Hercules, it's just the idea is when you have these different things come about, eventually you reach a level to where you need a lot in order to influence you. And I think we're at the point to where it takes a lot for us to be influenced or triggered because we've been activating and nurturing harmony within our own creations. And so now when we do get an opportunity to say, oh, I got a challenge, now we can celebrate because again, we can know that there's a blessing always that come from it because the only thing that we're doing is we're harmonizing and nurturing our own creation within ourselves from the trigger. So somebody says something bad or mad or nasty to you kind of thing, then you be like, dang, that's a new rap. Ooh, that's a new recipe name. Ooh, that's a new product. Ooh, that's a new hairstyle. Ooh, that's a new nail color or a combination. Like you can try to take it into something creative that nurtures what your activation of your own harmony, which is what you're harmonizing is your nurturing of your creation. So celebrate because every single time you get triggered or volatile or have to go through something or handle something, it is bringing blessings. That is the blessing in and of itself, but obviously here's the blessing, but here's an understanding of it too. Completion. You should be able to now understand after this full moon the things that you do not want to give a fuck about no more. You possibly do not care about things whatsoever. Can't trigger you much. So, what I'm saying is, in order to anticipate going back into volatility, to anticipate it, just understand you've already completed that cycle. What cycle? The cycle of not being triggered over the things that don't allow me to activate harmony and nurture my creations. You can celebrate knowing that it's like, fuck out of here. No thoughts, no concerns. I got such a strong boundary. You're like a ghost. Innocence at the bottom again. Complete that. Okay. So, full moon, new moon. Completion and promise. Next to the dance celebration. So, this new moon is bringing a promise. This full moon has brought a completion. Celebrate during your times of volatility. This says during this about 2-week time frame, just keep being happy. Act like nothing changed. No matter what, nothing changed. Ain't shit changed. What you talking about? Nothing. Even if you struggling like a motherfucker. Whatever. Why? What? How does that impact us? Again, I didn't touch that. That shit just popped right out and said, wait. So we got this understanding. What are we nurturing through our creation? What is promise, or what do we need to maintain in between this time frame? Breath. Ain't that a bitch? Damn. Just breathe. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Nurturing yourself, harmonies, keep breathing. Just keep doing it because it's helping you shift your mindsets. All right, let's go. Unfolding. That's pretty obvious. But the cool thing about this is you're getting it out the mud. Literally. It's coming out the mud. I don't know if y'all understand this, but like why this flower, why the lotus, why that in particular? Because it's in the mud. But the muddy flower or the bulb itself never comes out nasty and muddy and dark and dirty. So that's the cool thing about that. It always blooms anew. Promise of something brand new unfolding. And now you know. Now you know. So you can dance over the volatilities that you're going through because something is being unveiled. Why? Because the veil has been completed. So you see how the fog is clouding, but then on the other time we had shape shifting and it's touching breath. So you are breathing the veil away. The veil is being released. It's complete. You're breaching the veil. There you go. So you're now knowing how to be more vulnerable with yourself. You're knowing how to see these things because you're being true to yourself. You're being more complete with yourself because you understand your own volatilities and you can celebrate being more aware of yourself and you can continue to harmonize and activate your nurturing creativities through your breath. It's unfolding. What else is unfolding? You're knowing how to invoke yourself now. You're knowing where to go. You know what to do. You know how to trigger yourself to a new promise that unfolds the dance. What else? By following your instincts. You know what to do. You know how to trust. You know how to say no, even if it's hard, even if it's not hard. The idea is you on the move and you doing it and you know what you're doing. You're in a space that makes you feel comfortable that says, I can do it at any place. I'm following my instincts and I got my trust. And that's the promise. And that's what I'm going to continue to nurture and breathe. I want to breathe that creative aspect of following my instincts. What should I do with this? What the fuck should I do with that? What should I do with that? What do I do? It says tsunami, wake up call, and it's pointing directly at y'all in the motherfucking upright position. What do I do with this? It didn't even hit the floor or other cards. It's on my hand. What do I do with this? I'm gonna raise this up. What do I do with this? Somebody, somebody, anybody, tell me. Crazy. Crazy. That was crazy. All right. So, hopefully you synergizing. Hopefully I'm giving you this nice love and energy so you can feel good and harmonize. We'll see what's good with that in a second. So, the dancing is leading to movement. Okay? That shit is leading to movement. I don't know if y'all see how this shit be popping out. Man, I love it. If y'all not like seeing how crazy it should be. My cards never lie, dog. Never. They be on this shit, no matter which ones they be doing. Team. So this dancing is leading you down the river, towards movement. Okay. And that movement is taking you to things that are just effortless. Effortless. I said that again. Then I fucked around and played around, tried to play it off, but no, effortless. Synergy. You're synergizing with some movement. But here's the invoked movement. Let's see what's been activated through this dance and what's been harmonized in nature through the breath of creation. Ooh. Focus upside down. Let's see. I don't understand that. Oh, maybe that is the understanding. The breathing brings in the focus because guess what? Oh, I'm seeing it now. The focus is in the center of the circle, but the circle has this appearing to be upside down, but there's no upside down in a circle. So this focus is in all of these areas. And how do you get all of these areas? The wind activation, the music, the Gaia. You get that through focusing on what? Breath. Damn. That should be crazy. That should be crazy. I'm trying to tell you. And that helps you with synergy. And the craziest thing about this, I was about to say, this is dream time. This is the dodidgery. The dodidgery. That's a musical instrument and be like, that's the sound it be making. Sorry. I'm trying to tell you what I know in my heart, but it's coming out weird. But like that's that's the sound that dodidgery be making. It's an Australian Aborigine musical instrument, and these people use this to activate dream time. And dream time is creation time, and we know that creation time is of the mind, but it's of the imaginative mind, which is why there's things like soul, and then the place that the people sit in and inside out, that little hub area. It's not the mind, but that's the imagination. Yeah. Solitude. Synergizing. Focus. Solitude is but creation. So solitude and creation. Why am I saying that? Because right here. Why am I saying that? Because you got to create activation. So we got creation here through the solitude. But the solitude is bringing synergy. But the solitude is being focus driven on what? Breathing. So breathing in solitude to synergize things that would become effortless. But here we finally have the connection of this new cycle. Let's look at this higher cycle. Vigilance, stone people. So it seems like in order to create, you must continue to focus and be like stone. And when we say stone or pentacle, we always think slow. And so for me, if I'm going to be this energy, I got to understand that it's going to move slow. But if you had to be that energy, you got to understand it's going to move slow. But the things that move slow will be with no effort. Okay? And because there's no effort and there's things just synergizing and flowing down, What are they all flowing towards? This is going, or something moving long term. This effortless energy, something synergizing is effortless. The solitude, upside down, right, is moving towards focus. Shamanism. What is effortless? We don't know yet, but we'll see. We're moving. I forgot we were moving. Passion, right over your chakra, your solar plexus chakra. That's literally where it's supposed to go. So it's that's fucking crazy. Did I remember that card that was down there? There was another red card. Oh, volatility. So now we've learned by being in solitude, taking focus, being vigilant, we have now synergized with no effort all of that volatility because we've been dancing around and moving into a passion. And now, guess what? This is a dance, is it not? We call it the fire dance. Dancing is still right here, and it's movement in opposite directions. So guess what? It's movement in a way that makes you say, that is chaotic, that is erotic and erratic. It is all of those things put together. It is the understanding of the passion that burns within us, just like the volatility. But this is in controlled state. It's in a fiery state because this state, or the volcano, is the man. And that man is still erupting, but is erupting through his mouth, just like a volcano would. But because the man has more form, the man has mobility, the man can change, the man can make their decisions. They can control the passion or the fire. So, your passions are being synergized. You've been focused and they've been solidified, and it's coming through with no effort. That's what we're moving towards, or moving with. Okay? Moving towards stillness. It's like a stone. Because we need to release some things still from the fall. We're going to ground, so we're moving towards being grounded. We have to go and ground. So we have to ground in order to get this circular momentum of releasing and then unreleasing, or maybe this constant releasing that triggers us or makes us not still, keeps us moving. It's going to be effortless because we're going to be following our passions, which is letting us harmonize. But we got to ground it, and I think that's what this full moon to new moon completion period is. We're grounding all of this new energy, and it's coming in the form of a new fucking beginning. You got to get into communion with your lower self and your higher self. And the only way you can do that is through your passions right now. So nothing will work for you. Nothing will work for you unless it's a passionate thing. Damn. Sorry. My cat want to get out anyway. You want to go over? Go. You can go. Alright. So, the card came out like this. Emergence. Crazy as fuck. I keep saying that. So that shit hit right on top of the passion. And I said the only way you can go, the only way you can get here, the only way you can go now is to go through your passions. And it hit right on here. Boom. And they said, what is your passions going to do? It's going to let you emerge. Breach. I can't say it more clear. I'm saying it, that card saying it, this card saying it, you saw it, say it together. That's 4 different ways. If you don't believe that, I mean, I don't know. If you don't believe that, you submerged. You need to emerge, not be submerged. Okay? It's crazy, and you're aligned with some emotions. So there's some submerged emotions which needs to be released, because that's crazy. This came out diagonal, so you in a loop of emerging and going back. It's like you doing this. I'm peeking my head out like an alligator would or something. You know, I'm poking my head up and out, up and down. That's what needs to be released. It's like being in and out, in and out. Okay, in the emotion, out the emotion. But it's more so, I think, there's old emotions being released. But again, because you need to get in solitude and focus on breathing so you can release and, be vigilant in the releasing so then you can create and down anew. Again, that's what's going to help you create this new emergence. But the emergence comes from breathing. So maybe you need to do some fire breath, dragon breath, tiger's breath. Those different aspects that'll help us be passionate. I mean, there's other ways. You can go ebb and flow in the bedroom. But I mean, I don't know if you so tying with people, especially with this important period. And if you got a spouse and y'all really a real spouse, sorry, but if you're a real spouse, y'all should be on the same page with getting better and being passionate. So the same energy applies. So y'all both should be doing that shit together, which means that's easy. I can just make some love, make that passion. But I will recommend being passionate individually first and then going to there, just because of the time frame. Again, it's our transitional period. So we're trying to help each other emerge. The only thing that would do is you got to do it for you and then do it for all parts of yourself, so then you can do it for them in all parts. So it'll require you doing more than just getting there and just being passionate. You got to stimulate all four parts so you can truly break down all the submerged emotion, because this emotion that's submerged is broken or is frozen. So again, the passion or the fire is going to help melt that, and it's going to help you release, but you got to breathe. So if you getting in there and you hot and horny and heavy, right, and then it ends, that's not going to be enough fire to melt this. And then guess what? The volatility becomes there still. So it starts to change the energy. We want to keep it grounded. So what we have to do is we got to take the understanding of, okay, setting up all aspects on both sides. Both parties need to set up the environment, set up the mood externally, set up the mood internally, set up the actions in the in-between, the movements, how we're touching each other, prepare all of these sequences, and then even in the moment, hold the moment back, because again, it generates more fire. And because we've been prolonging this time frame for so long, and I've been wanting to fuck you since I saw you kind of thing, all of that passion and fire that's built up in you is going to melt the other emotions. But if you take the time to breathe and release before individually and focus on being vigilant in this passionate energy, then a newness can emerge. You can get off of this tangent of up and down emotions of emergence. It's time to reflect so you can do it with a passion. When you do that, again, a new DNA will emerge. And again, it's the passion of the DNA going to the new passions or towards the new passions. It's the old emotions emerging as new DNA, as new passions, as new DNA and as new passions. Grounding that energy as well. Then obviously, all this baby making talking, might be making a baby. Based upon the passionate karma release of you getting through something, getting through something with harmony, because that's the whole thing. So it's beautiful harmony. And if it made a baby, that would be a beautiful harmonized baby. Again, because look where it came from. It's beautiful. So it's going to take some strength. And what else? It's going to take a shape shift in the mind. Again, that's what you're grounding. Your mindset is grounding. Your mindset is changing. Again, it's changing towards what? My instincts. So you're learning a new way, and this new way is being embedded in your DNA. And it's coming out as a passion. So it's breaking the mode of not being able to follow your passions. Breaking the mode of not being able to follow your passion. That's crazy. I didn't even know. Breaking, you gotta have some strength to break shit. And that'll help you rebirth. Again, spring equinox. I think you've already been in that rebirth, which is why you've been emerging and then submerging, emerging and submerging, emerging and submerging. You've been doing both, but that has been needing you, just like if you had a baby cat needing, or if you was needing some dough, or the idea is that things is heating up, friction, and that change in the inside, I think, is what's been happening, which is why it's been appearing so odd on the outside. But there's been movement at the deeps, at the depths, at the darkest, at the childhood level, the innocence. So that is being reborn. Again, it's been circular motions over here of strength and submersions, strength and submersions. So you've been having strength as an innocent child through all of your immersions. People have been putting you through volatile situations and you've been just dancing through them. Walking through the shadow of the valley of the shadow of death? No, you dancing through that motherfucker. Again, your instincts are now your sanctuary where you can go around and around. You don't need to go around and around in your mind. Your sanctuary is your instincts now. So it's a place you want to be. You want to be there. And again, that's connected to your passions. All of this is being connected to our passions. You got to see this shit over time. If you've been here, you've been watching this time, like you've been seeing it happen on all planes. And then we go up here and the stack's getting taller and taller and taller, right? Again, this is us seeing this shit happen over time, but it's coming up. And that's why we got to pay attention to these cross-sectionals, because again, it just looks like nothing now, but it's connections. We've seen these connections as they grow through time, even if they don't appear like they're connected now. Again, the sun radiates and connects everything now. And now the sun that's radiating and connecting everything, it's connecting you to your lower self and your higher self. And notice your lower self is your human self, just like this right here. It's the volcano, it's the earth, it's the vigilance over here in the stone, people. But this stone spews fire, and that is the fire of the eagle as it screeches. It's your thoughts, it's your mind, it's your vision. And your vision is being the one that is being communed with upon you. So your higher self is coming together with your lower, and it's going to radiate, and it's going to be rebirthed as your fiery passions, followed by your sanctuary that you hold within yourself as your own instincts, because you have a strong innocence about yourself. You've forgiven yourself, and I'm proud of you. You're purified. Continue to purify. It rained for like a hot second over here where I'm at, and it's the motherfucking summer. And guess what? I went out there and I enjoyed it. My little cat, she enjoyed it. And guess what? It was great, even though it was short. So, we're purifying within this rain. Again, all the things that we know from the past, we don't see it as that terrible, terrible thing anymore. This looks like a graveyard is what I'm trying to tell you. But even in the graveyard, things of the old, things of the past, things of the previous sanctuaries, we can purify that, because with the rain, even the dead will grow again. Even the dead will be alive. So, it's beautiful to watch things grow and purify. New perspective coming at you. Boom. So perspective, that was one of the scary cards. Tsunami is a scary card. The wake up call, that shit was crazy, right? Those are two like the scariest cards to me. And communion is also a scary card. But this is perspective, and it's all over karma. Now, this is not your perspective, this Milky Way. This is the ancestors' Milky Way perspective over generations. Just like the generations of these cards grown over time doing the story. We're seeking this Kundalini. But this Kundalini, where is it? It's in a perspective. But doesn't this perspective remind you of the sun that is over? Oh, that's because did you know that the sun is a galaxy, is a star? This is just a different version of the same thing. It's a light emitting body. And when you get a bunch of them, you get a group called a galaxy. If you get a human and you put a human together, a bunch of them, you get a group of humans. If you put a sun, get a sun, and then you put a bunch of suns together, you get a galaxy. This is, again, a perspective. This is the perspective of the ancestors. This is our older perspective. This here has a collective light, but this light is just the fire coming from this physical aspect over here, which is what we call in that volcano. That thing that helps us maintain structure. That's the Milky Way. That's the structure of what we call the spiral. But the centerpiece changes. That spark changes. That fire, that passion changes. It does, but the generational perspective remains. We are unified as one. And that's what's purifying. And so once you're in your own sanctuary, and you're unified as one through your instincts, you now can see the instincts of your lower self and your higher self. You're in communion and you're radiating that through a new rebirth. And that rebirth is coming through a generational perspective upon your own passions. Damn, I'm so excited to do the shit that we've been made for. Breaking through those submersions that inhibited all of our inner children. All of our shit. Those emotions have been passionately warmed up and broken down. And this is the Earth Magic deck, right on top of the rebirth. So we changing and rebirthing this energy on this earth with new passions. That's the new perspective, but that's the old. And that's what we're doing, that's what we're changing as we break through with these passions. So now we're bringing some more love and compassion by connecting and reaching to each other. Notice when we connect and have compassion and love, it shines a light, and that light radiates right over here. Looks like you're making a little spark. Oh, that little spark, that little spark, that little spark. Maybe this little spark, that little breach. Hell yeah, because with a little spark, the dark flees. Just a little bit, just a breach. And it's the childhood innocence that circles and circles. You've been breaching already with a little bit of your magic. And now you have this circular motion over here with the purification of the love of your own volatilities showing up as compassion as yourself, aka passion with oneself. The word compassion and passion are the same things. But COM, or that prefix, that means together. So passions together, aka the fire of one with another. And that's what love is. And that creates that extra spark that I was describing, which will keep that oven hot as you melting those submerged emotions and letting them emerge. It was so crazy how Wake Up Call came out. I still can't get over that. Can't get over it because guess what? We're breaching as this. I couldn't get over it, but maybe I'm bringing some hot fire to y'all. I know I'm pretty impressed and surprised, but you know, it ain't about that. It's about telling the story, and the story is being laid out flat. So I'm gonna read it because I can read. I can see it, so I can read it. So I read it. And there it is. That shit looking right at y'all again. That was crazy. That's why I just do what I do, man. We can do it together, I guess. That's what's looking like. That's what it's looking like. We can ebb and flow. That's the ebb, that's the me, that's the you. But together, now it creates the spark that has to do both together. Because we a team now. So we're going to wake up. We're going to bring some new. That's a beautiful fucking picture, too. Damn, the sun radiating. All of these beautiful sparks. That shit's beautiful to me. This is beautiful. So let's make sure we get this reflection in. Again, reflect on the submersions of the past. Ebb and flow as you reflect, ebb and flow to your blessings. Again, your blessings of love, compassion. I was wondering when I was going to come out. And know you got power on your vision quest. You got the power. These are all elementals. Lightning, fire, desert, elementals. All of those things mean something completely new. This is earth. That's not earth. Plasma, it's lightning. It's not earth, but you got the water there. You got a lot here. And it's all, I think, coming from here. The power will be your creativity. That's your emotions. The desert will be your root. If you're in the desert, will you have the vision to survive? Can you see yourself living? Can you create ways to live, survive, and then thrive? And then can you be proud of that? Can you turn that volatilities, those fears, those shakes into passions? And then can you share that passion with yourself again and then with others? This is wild and crazy, kids. So, yeah, this just looked at me. We're going to do something different. We're going to put the dream deck. This is the dream deck. We'll get one card from here. It's a tarot deck, but it comes out. It's like an oracle deck. It's like an oracle tarot deck. That's how it reads, and I think just because of the nature of what it is, it's the dream deck. The dream tarot. Let me see. The mystical dream tarot. Say the whole name like a Tribe Called Quest. Okay, so let's see. What's our final message? Final message. Harmony was our first message, so what's our final message? All right. What's our final message? I just want to see this one. This is the Nine of Swords. So it was looping. Nine of Swords. That's a nice little insight. So there's our answer. That's fucking crazy. So it was Nine of Swords looping. Then this is the Ten of Swords in reverse. Crazy. Again, from this full moon to the new moon, dance through your volatilities and ground yourself and release through your breath. That's how you find your power. That's how you stay on your vision and clear it, remove the veil. And then that leads you to the foundation of what? Nine of fucking Pentacles. Bro, this shit don't be playing. Big ass book. Big ass book. So Ten of Swords, let me find this. Alright. Should I read the whole thing or just read it in reverse? So, I'm going to read it in reverse first. The answer is slow recovery after crushing defeat. Misfortune met by compassion and temporary assistance. Living moment to moment. So, that's what's being purified. Something that was lost. Again, submerged. You've been reflecting. All of that energy has been taken for granted, we can kind of say. But you found power in your reflection. You've been ebbing and flowing, having compassion for you, following your passion to others, moving through dance and breath. The horned beast forms a bridge between dream and waking reality. I'm pretty sure it's over communion, dream and waking reality. This is the reality, but this is the dream and this is the waking. This is the reality though. Calm passion, calm union. So union together, union together. This is again, sorry, this is how I used to teach. But again, that's the union. That's what that is. But it's union together. So it's multiple things coming together. Multiple things coming together. Communication with the beloved ancestor. Again, we're over here at DNA. Again, over here, right over in ancestors, get the power. Opens through the bridge to the within. The horned beast represents the power to transcend waking reality. The horns of the moon sit prominently upon his head, generating inner energies which connect to the waking mind with the dream mind. The tricycle acts like a windmill, fostering the powerful shift from one phase to another. Guess I should show y'all this. One or another through upheaval and struggle. Tricycle is threefold: past, tense, present, and future, thus pointing to the need to seek answers from each in working through problems. What did or did not serve certain issues in the past? What best serves the present now? How does a decision potentially influence the future? What needs to be preserved from this view? What needs to be let go? In the end, what needs to be added? The horned beast and his gift of the Triskel help the seeker move beyond crushing defeat, sorrowful loss, and tragic collapse. The sour plunges the seeker into the depths in order to consider what is necessary to move beyond misfortune. Decisions and situations must be observed from this threefold view for the best resolution. From a position of ruin, loss, and death, new energies are available, beings rising upon the mound of wonders to guide the seeker beyond loss. So, this Ten of Swords again. That was the Ten of Swords, and obviously, it's not completely different from the traditional Ten of Swords, but the idea here is the threefold thing, and that's where the power comes from. That's where the vision is. And again, 1, 2, 3. I've been explaining to you guys how the information when I read, the information that comes out, it needs to go through all of these different points of views. And so we've gotten to the point to where no matter how great you are, something made you volatile, because that was one of the first things that popped out, and we need to activate that energy. So as we're activating that energy, we're learning how to activate the passions within our root, our emotions, and then our solar. We didn't really have too much with this because guess what? That is the vision. And that vision has to be seen in a new way. That's the perspective. And that perspective that we're seeing can come from the depths. And that depths come from the idea of breathing. You got to breathe through, get to your childhood innocence. Once you can harmonize that, then you can start to move forward and take that innocence and use that passion, okay, or that truth or that strength of knowing who you are, just a child of God, child of the earth. You're just a light that harmonizes into the galaxy. And then you can start to build that heat and that passion or compassion for yourself. And you can remove that submerged energy. And you can emerge instead of be submerged. And you can emerge and synergize with your passions now because you know who you are. But you got to understand your death and your defeat. And the third one is said, you got to take all three perspectives: the survival, the creation, and the expression. The death, the rebirth, and the emergence. So, I think this is great. Remember, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which means this is, even if this was a defeat, it was in reverse. So we're already moving away from our defeat. And guess what? The very next thing that comes from the nine, which is where it's going from, is the sun. And what does this look like? Please don't tell me that doesn't look like an eye, because it absolutely does. So, and again, this is all about the vision. So you have a new light upon your 3 points of views. And once you get this new point of view, you're going to explode with power. And that passion is going to set you through to the other side. So, all right. I appreciate you guys. This is long. I liked it though. This is a great story. I don't know. Hey, it's a story of compassion and self love. So, thank y'all for being here. See you next time. Peace.